Hello students, I Surbhat Karwar. Last time we were doing the identities of complex number. Right now we are talking about modulus and conjugate of complex numbers. So let z is equal to x plus iota y, then modulus of z denoted by mod z, and the value of mod z is exactly equal to under root x square plus y square. Now conjugate of z denoted by z bar. So z bar means x minus iota y. For example, if we have z is equal to 3 plus iota, then how can we find modulus of z? First of all, we know that x is equal to 3 and the y is equal to 1. So modulus of z is equal to 3 square plus 1 square, because of according to the formula it will be under root x square plus y square. Now the value of modulus z will be under root 9 plus 1 further, which is equal to root. So there are some property related to complex numbers. First is z into z bar, which is equal to mod of z square. Suppose to prove this, we have z is equal to x plus iota y, then conjugate of z will be x minus iota y. Now z into z bar is equal to x plus iota y into x minus iota y. Now using the property of multiplication, exactly equal to x square plus iota xy minus iota xy minus iota square y square. Now it will become x square. We can cut iota xy with iota xy, then, and we know that iota square is equal to minus 1. So when we multiply minus with minus, it will become plus. So it will become x square plus y square. Similarly, mod of z is equal to under root x square plus y square. So mod of z square, which will become x square plus y square. So from here 1 is exactly equal to 2. So we can say z into conjugate of z is exactly equal to square of modulus of z. Similarly, we can write some more properties. That the second property will be z1 into z2, modulus of z1 into z2 is exactly equal to modulus of z1 into modulus of z2. We can prove it. Similarly, third property will be z1 upon z2 modulus, which is exactly equal to modulus of z1 upon individual modulus of z2. But the necessary condition is modulus of z2 should not be equal to 0. Now the fourth property will be conjugate of z1 into z2, which is exactly equal to conjugate of z1 into conjugate of z2. The fifth property, conjugate of z1 plus z2 or z1 minus z2, which is exactly equal to conjugate of z1 plus minus conjugate of z2. Now the sixth property, similarly z1 upon z2 whole conjugate, which is exactly equal to z1 conjugate upon z2 conjugate. But the necessary condition is z2 is not equal to 0. So we can use these properties to solve sums. Now we are talking about eigenplane and polar representation of complex numbers. So here, for each ordered pair of real numbers, suppose we have an ordered pair of real number x comma y, we get a unique point in xy plane. if we have a xy plane like this, suppose it is x-axis and it is y-axis, so we can denote a unique point for the ordered pair of xy or x comma y. Now for complex number x plus iota y, can be any complex number can be represented geometrically as unique point x comma y. So we can represent x plus iota y as a point in Argand plane. So here suppose we are talking about complex number minus 2 plus iota 3, 0 plus iota, 2 plus 0 iota, minus 3 minus 3 minus 2 iota have been represented geometrically in this diagram. Suppose it is x-axis and it is y-axis. So this is origin 0, 1, 2, 3. It will become minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Similarly it is 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. So first of all minus 2 plus iota 3. So here we can take the real part of this complex number at y-axis. So minus 2 will become this, and the 3 the imaginary part at y-axis. So the minus 2 comma 3 is this point, minus 2 comma. Similarly we can plot more points 0 plus iota, which means the real part is 0 and the imaginary part is 1. So this point will be 0 comma 1. Similarly we can plot the other points. Now plane having a complex number assigned to each of its point is called Argand plane. So when we plot these complex number into this xy plane, so we can say it is a Argand plane. So here z is equal to x plus iota y, if then modulus of z will become under root x square plus y square. So here suppose it is y-axis, it is x-axis. So suppose the point P is x comma y. Now it is origin. So we can say this distance will become under root x square plus y square. Similarly point Q is the mirror image of point x comma minus y, and the distance OQ is also under root x square plus y square. Now in Argand plane x-axis, we can say it is a real axis, or we can say the real part of complex number can be plot on x-axis. Similarly y-axis, we can say it is imaginary axis. So the imaginary part of any complex number, we can put it at y-axis. So here in this diagram, P is a point x comma y and Q is the mirror image of P, which is x comma minus y. Now we are talking about polar representation. So here we can draw a diagram. So here P represents the non-zero complex number z is equal to x plus iota y. P is represent a non-zero complex number z is equal to, and R represent the modulus of z. So here OP makes an angle theta with the positive direction of x-axis. This is point O. So OP make an angle theta with positive direction of x-axis. So we can say R comma theta, called the polar representation, of point P. So now we can find the coordinates of point P. X is equal to R cos theta and y is equal to R sin theta. So here we can write z is equal to R. We can take R as common, cos theta plus iota sin theta. And here theta is called argument, or we can say theta is called argument So here we can say amplitude, which is exactly equal to argument of z.